Hi, this is Jack. Welcome to the Pitbull Bible Online APBT database, and what we're going to talk about today is Bulldog statistics and why we rock. Plainly and simply, the difference between our database and everybody else who's just a pretty face is the infrastructure here. Peds Online, Dog Archives, whomever, all have basically Mickey Mouse setups in their infrastructure. They do not compartmentalize every trait a dog can have, and therefore you can't search any of these traits, titles, etc. You can only search dog names, which is okay, but it's very limited and gives you no meaningful information. So in order to take advantage of our resource and the statistical harvesting that can be done here, you're going to want to click on the Pedigrees tab, which will take you obviously to the Pedigree section. You'll note that all of these sub-navigation menu links have changed. If I go back to where we were, this is just some preliminary information, but when I click, subscribing, how to join, who are we? But when I click Pedigrees, bam, all of this stuff changes. I can search owners, breeders, breedings, as well as dogs. Since we're going to want to find statistical information, we're going to look down here, statistical data. This is Bulldog production. This is the statistical data on our users and how much each has contributed. So let's click here, Bulldog production, and these are the statistics that make us uniquely different. Okay, when you look at this, it doesn't look like much at first. Okay, so let me just explain everything. This is performance, champion or grand champion, confirmation, titles, weight pull titles. You could search only one or any combination of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, 12, 18-time winner, if such a thing exists, best in show, gamest in show, POR, ROM, dog of the year. You could even narrow it down by coat color. Understand a couple of things. The less information you put in here, the more enormous your search results are going to be, and it's going to take a while for this thing to chug along and produce them. The narrower you begin to focus this down, like 7-time winners in Australia, you'll probably find nothing. 1-time winners in the US, you're going to get 50,000 results, and it'll take this thing 100 years to give you a response. So let's first look for champions. Okay, all the dogs that have produced champions, and let's raise the bar a little bit, all of the dogs that have produced 4 champions or more. So we click submit, and this is going to chug along while it tries to search and pull out all of this information. Because there's a lot of dogs that have produced 4 champions, it's going to take a little while, but sooner or later we're going to get some results. Okay, bam, now we've got some results. This is how it breaks down: sire, dam, grandsire, granddam. You see there's a lot of dogs to pull, and there's going to be a whole lot more. It cuts off at 7 as granddam. So let me show you how to read this. What you're looking for are the production statistics on dogs that have produced 4 champions or more. As sires, there's a lot of them. Okay, there's yellow, Maydays on top here, Frisco's up here, Bolio, Macho Buck. These are the number of champions each has produced. Okay, you see there's Poncho with 5. I'm looking for my dogs, of course. Let's see, Warlock, Vice Grips, Warlock 4. I think Grid Dogs, Mr. Serious is in here. These are the sires. There's a lot of sires that produced 4 or more champions. Now the dams is a lot less, because dams just, they can only produce so many offspring. Young's Tina, Stone City's Awesome Baby. Okay, you notice Hollingsworth is up here everywhere, and he's only in the dog game, what, 7 years? Now as granddam and grandsire, you're going to see a lot. 61 champions have come from Yellow's offspring. Now you notice some of the dogs that are up top here maybe faded away. They didn't quite keep it going. Whereas some of the dogs that are on the bottom here produced many different producers. Like for example, Poncho. Poncho's down here a little ways at 5 champions. He only was bred a few times. Where the hell did he go? But oh, there it is, 5. Okay, but now as a grandsire, Pancho's up there with some of the best. Bolio, Bully Son. There's Bully Son with 42. Now he didn't live a full life, but look at how influential Bully Son is. These are sired as grandsires. Hollingsworth's Dolly is number 2. Right there, up there with Red Baby. She's right, and that lady in red is who Dolly's line bred on. You start to see the producers. Okay? So now let's say I want to clear that. So this is just dogs that have produced 4 champions or more. Okay, how about, let's see. How about champions that are also POR? We can narrow it down, so we'll submit that. Wow. Dogs that have produced 4 champions that are also POR, there is nobody that's done it. Only a couple as grandsire. Okay? Let's narrow it down. Let's just say 3 champions that are also POR. Okay, we've got a few here. A couple of sires. There's Mayday and there's Blackjack. No dams. Hollingsworth's Dolly's up here. And these dogs are up here. Okay, so let's clear our search here and look for, let's say, dogs that have produced Best in Show and Gamest in Show. We'll click that. It's very hard to win Best in Show and Gamest in Show. Now we have it's a lot shorter search, okay? So to be able to win Best and Gamest in Show appears to be tougher than producing 4 champions, because we just have number of dogs won. If we put number of dogs, let's see. Okay, this is Vice Grips Techno, has produced 2 dogs that have won Best and Gamest in Show, as has Topaz. In fact, these 2 were bred together to do this. Okay. As grandsire, Ouch is up there, Pancho, and as granddam, Bandana is the number 1 bitch of all the 50,000 dogs that have been in here, because she has produced both Bananarama as well as Topaz. This is Ouch to excuse me, this is Topaz was bred to a son of Bandana here, and then a daughter of Bandana is up here. So when you go Best and Gamest in Show, let's do 2, you'll see that there's only these. Okay, so let's clear again and look for dogs that have won six times. Not just a standard 5-time winner, but dogs that have produced 6-time winners or better. It's going to be a pretty small list, I reckon. Frisco, Buck, Pancho. Frisco and Buck have produced 3, Pancho 2. It's a whole different deal here. And then as grandsires, you get these different results. How about 7-time winner? 1 dog. Again, it gets narrowed down. You see different dogs doing different things. Okay? You can look for your dogs. Ruby's up there. Pancho's sister. Pancho's up there. Those are litter mates. Hollingsworth's Miss Trinks, that's Pancho's mother. Now keep this in mind. Miss Trinks, in producing 7-time winners as a grandam, has produced 2. Her daughter Ruby, her son Pancho, and she's up there with the best bitches of all time, but Miss Trinks died at 5. She only had 4 puppies ever in her life, and she's all the way up here. Makes you wonder what would have happened if she lived longer. Okay, so there's a whole bunch of things that you can do. Let's say, let me clear this again. Let's say I want to find dogs that have produced champions that are female and that have red noses. You know, you can mix and match this any way you want to do. Okay, Macho Buck is up there. He's produced female champions that are red noses. You know, whatever type of search you want to do, the reason you're able to do these searches is because of the way we've set up our Add Bulldog feature to compartmentalize all of these traits so that they are stackable. You can, you know, weight pulls, a weight pull champion, let's say Ace of Ace, and a champion. Let's make it no sex. Let's keep that. Let's see who is a pit champion and an ace of ace. There's a few. Okay. You can pretty much mix and match these any way you want to determine key points that are of interest to you as a fancier. So our Bulldog statistics page is a very useful feature to, not only see who's producing the champions and the winners, but who as grandsire and granddam are carrying it on. Their offspring are doing it. You'll notice that there are a lot of dogs who are up there as producing champions because they got bred to so much, but their offspring petered out. All of a sudden, it just falls off, whereas dogs like Pancho, who only got bred 15 times, he's in the middle range as far as number of champions produced, yet as a grandsire, his offspring, he's up there with some of the greatest dogs of all time who got bred, 10, 15 times more than he did. So look at your favorite dogs, and this is why it's so important for you as a user of this resource. When you're entering your dogs, enter all the information: their nose color, their coat color, who the breeder is, because you see people who are too lazy to put in breeders don't get credit. But over time, as we upgrade and continuously add and amend these pedigrees to include the breeder, you'll get some interesting information on a lot of different levels. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.